One of the things I've been trying to do as I prep for my PCT hike is to decide between the topos, and I've had several different topos. These are the Ultraventure Pros. They want to run about 150. And then my La Sportiva Akashas, which sadly are no longer made. I hiked this morning for about 5 miles in the Akashas, and I love them as much as ever. They do have insoles in them. I've got my 𝐮𝐬𝐞 insoles in those right now, but I'm going to switch those out and put them into the Ultraventures tomorrow probably, and we'll do some hiking with Andy when he gets here tomorrow. But I've worn both recently. I really do like them both. The Akasha feels just a little bit more firm to me, a little bit like a stiffer ride on a car, and I do like that because over time I find a really soft shoe does not provide enough support. So that's one thing I really like about it. Unfortunately for me, the heel is just a little bit loose, and on the worn out shoes in the past, worn out the Akashas in the past, it's usually, you know, the fabric is starting to wear down around the heel. I don't get blisters, but it is an area where there is a little bit of slippage. The Ultraventure Pros, I have not had that problem with. They seem like they cup the heel a little bit better, but I haven't put the insoles in them yet, and sometimes that changes the fit just a bit, so I'll test that out and see and let you know what I think. That sunset is red tonight. It's gorgeous. And my quiet reverie is no longer because neighbors have started rolling in, which is great. Got people on both sides of me now, but unfortunately I've just been chilling all afternoon. Started a nice little fire a little while ago. Looks like it needs some attention. After I finished with my tent testing, I spent some time reading up on mountaineering, how to use my ice axe, how to cross slopes with different types of snow, self-arrest, self-belay, all that kind of stuff. So it was a good afternoon. Well, I went to bed last night and it was beautiful outside. And then the wind started going and it was making noise all night long, shaking the van. There was even, I think, a little branch bending down and touching the van. So I didn't sleep great. Forrest kept waking me up, but look at this morning. It's so foggy and really pretty in an eerie kind of way. The sun is just kind of starting to break through a little bit. Forrest and I are doing another little trail this morning on the way to go meet Andy. He's going to be camping with us for the weekend, and I am wearing now the Ultraventure Pros with the insoles, my 𝐮𝐬𝐞 insoles. I mentioned yesterday that my La Sportiva Akashas were a little bit loose in the ankles. I do not have my liner socks on or my regular hiking socks. I know that that's going to take up a little bit more space in the shoe, but I'm also noticing that the Ultraventures have the same issue, I guess you want to call it, with the insoles in there. So not exactly perfect, but I did great in the Akashas on the AT. So I'm okay with that for either of the shoes, but I'll have to make a decision pretty soon on which ones I want to start with, and then which ones I'm probably going to have sent to me as my second pair. This trail is a little rutted out. It's a short trail, and I don't know how much use it gets because it's downhill one way and uphill the other, but it looks like Bigfoot is hiding right there. I'm going to go around and see. I guess it would help if I tied my shoe. They wouldn't be quite so loose. But I was going to mention I don't really have the heel log lacing set up on these, and so once I do, that might help a little bit with the slipping. This trail goes right between the main road up around the park and the campground road that I am staying on, the primitive campground road. So yesterday I walked down the primitive campground road, and it's much nicer just to be able to be on a trail, even if it's not super scenic, because it's good practice for my footwork, especially with this little guy pulling on me. I have to be careful where I step and make sure I don't hurt myself. That is the observation tower for the high point of Alabama. Well, Forrest and I are both excited that Andy's here. Hi. And we just stopped at the Old Glory Lookout. There's a vault there for an American flag that has done its duty and been relegated to ashes. So we walked part of the way on this boardwalk and part of the way on the trail, but it's pretty cool because there's this accessible trail all the way down to Bald Rock, which hopefully we'll be at in just a little bit. Well, you stopped.
Look on your toes.
Well, I just got a foot bath in the forest. There we go. My feet were getting all sweaty in these topos. So I stopped to take a break, and Forrest is like, I can help you with that. Don't fall. We are off the boardwalk, and we found another trail that goes down to another viewpoint right down there. So we're having fun just exploring a little bit. The trail here is beautiful with the light on it and the rocks and the moss. What a treat. Well, the verdict on these Ultraventure Pros, which I do like a lot, they're very comfortable, is they kind of make my feet sweat. So I don't think they're going to be my good desert shoes, but probably great in the Sierras. So even though I do like them a lot, and maybe if I wear my 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐸𝐸𝐻 underneath some wool socks, maybe they'll wick some sweat a little bit better, but I think that maybe they're not my desert shoes, and I'll see if I can scrounge another pair of Akashas just in case. We're heading back towards the campground now and found a new trail. This is the Cheaha Express Trail, and it is a mountain bike / hiking trail. How long was it? I think it's like 2.4 miles. It's a longer trail, but it has some little outlets that can take us back to where we came from. So we figured this would be a lot nicer than the road walk that we took on the way getting up to the Bald Rock Lodge.